calling it a love song.
What is up, my awesome gemstones? It's Mary Gem and I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be on assumptions about you. Okay, we have 4 piles here today. Pile 1 says, "Oh, I remember you," with an exclamation point. Pile 2 says, "Vulnerable me." Pile 3 says, "I don't believe it though." And pile 4 says, "Drink your water." So these are the 4 piles. Pick whichever one you would like to. Take a moment, meditate, think about the messages you want to hear. If you'd like a personal reading, my details are down below. 50% off. Let's get straight into the video. I love you so much. What is up, my awesome gemstones? It's Mary Gem and I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be on what are assumptions about you. So honestly, I was torn between making assumptions about you and then your reputation. And oh my gosh, these lights are so bright. Damn. But like, I guess that's the YouTuber life. So yeah, like, I'm sorry if my eyes are watering. It's just really bright, guys. Anyway, so yeah, I really was torn. Like, honestly, I'm still torn now, but I think I'm just gonna do assumptions about you, and then maybe like the next video can be your reputation, but like I'll spread it out though. So yeah, if you have any video suggestions and everything, comment down below. Someone else did comment what will happen when they see you again and that type of stuff, so I'll be doing that very soon. I'm gonna try and like just bulk record and then upload all of them. Also guys, I'm doing personal readings. It's 50% off currently, so if you'd like a personal reading, my details are down below. You won't regret it. Please guys, you know that time of the month, shit, man. Remember, I'm from Africa. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not guilt tripping. I'm just letting you guys know I live in a third world country. Okay, I'm kidding. Anyways, let's get into it. So pile number 1. Wait, where's my yellow citrine? Oh yeah, I'm using yellow citrine today, just in general for you guys. So yeah, let us see. Thank you so much for being here. Pile number 1, you guys chose "Oh, I remember you." So yeah, assumptions about you. I was busy hearing that people can see you, or people assume that you're someone that's kind of petty, okay? I'm hearing that sometimes people feel like maybe you say things that you don't always mean, or you're someone that will really like sugarcoat your words. It's in the sense where you either sugarcoat everything like a Libra, but then at the same time you're a Libra sun, but then you're a Libra moon but a Sagittarius sun. So or like vice versa, where I feel like you're a fire sign sun and then a Libra and then like a air moon, or vice versa, where you either like say things as blunt, but like maybe only to your friends, but then in general to like strangers you're really nice. So I feel like people get the energy where they don't think you're fake or anything, but they just assume that you're a really blunt person that chooses to be nice. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like seeing a Leo be quiet and like not confident in a way, where it's like Leos are known for being, you know, out there and everything, or like a Cancer not being emotional when you know they are emotional. So sometimes you act polar to your actual character, you know, and it's really not being fake. I think it's just you trying to be nice, but people can see that you're holding back some stuff. Like, I'm seeing someone say like, "Girl, you were kind of convincing, but I could tell that you didn't like that bitch before," you know? But yeah, so your channeled message, it says passionate and a writer. So people assume that you're a writer and that you're really passionate, okay? Yeah, I feel like you're passionate about your craft, and you could be someone that doesn't really express your feelings through words, but more through more through body language, or more through acts of services. That could definitely be your love language. And yeah, you could be someone of little words. I'm hearing that your initials could definitely be AO. Sorry about that. Wait. AO, JO, SO, significant other. People assume that you have a significant other, but yeah, let's see. Spirit, what are assumptions about pile 1? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the first card that we have is the 4 swords that came upright, okay? So people assume that you are someone that will definitely how can I say, turn down going on a helicopter ride, going out clubbing, literally just to stay at home and do your own thing. Or people assume that you would do that if there was something else more important. So let's say you had the opportunity of a lifetime to go on a helicopter ride or to go on a date with a famous person. I can see you turning it down because either A, you just aren't interested, or B, like your best friend needs you. And like I'm just seeing people say that you've turned down so many amazing things and that you just have so much pride and you just have such like a, you know, like I would do that, but like it's just not really my scene, and you're really true to your own character. Okay, let's see what else the 4 swords says. So it talks about recuperation, okay? You're someone that you don't run away from your troubles, but it's just like you are someone that avoids drama. You prefer rather to be by yourself and not cause extra drama. So if you're in a love triangle, you would just, you know, take a step back and be like, okay, you can have them. People feel like you're someone that's very self-sacrificing. This is definitely Leo and Aquarius. Like Leos are so self-sacrificing, and Aquarius too. They would literally die for their loved ones, and people assume that you do the same thing too. Yeah, you don't really try to be negative about too many things. And then we have the Queen of Wands that came upright, again talking about your authenticity. People just feel like you're someone that always acts within your own self and like within your own soul purpose. People feel like you don't act like, if you're pretending to be nice to someone, it's not because you're being fake. It's because genuinely you see people as everyone goes through their own struggles, so you try to be nice. And it's not a bad thing if you're trying to be nice, if you're trying to be this, trying to be that. I feel like people always have a negative connotation about pretending and trying, when it's like, if you're doing it for the betterment of someone else, I don't think that's a bad thing. And people get that from you. They feel like you're someone that is so authentic and you're always being yourself, and you know, you wouldn't change for anybody else basically. And if you did, you'd have a good reason for it. Like people assume that you could definitely be a liar, 100%. You know, a liar, you could be fake and all that, but you would only do that if you had a valid reason. Like you would say, this would hurt me more than it hurts you, and people would actually believe that it really does hurt you more. Okay, and then we have the Page of Coins. So the Knight of Pentacles that came upright. People assume that you are someone that is very slow to get into a relationship. They feel like you're someone that would definitely drag out the talking stage. Like I can see you saying, yeah, like an Aquarius. You can say like, okay, I love this person, I'm in love with them, I want to be with them for the rest of my life. But like you guys have been talking for like a year, but you don't want to put a ring on her, but you don't want to have the title. So people assume that you love yourself more than you love your partner sometimes. Guys, these are just assumptions. It's not the truth, okay? But yeah, people could assume that maybe, yeah, you really are someone that would drag out the talking stage. And then we have the Magician card, again talking about Aquarius. So people assume that you're someone that's really, you know, a MacGyver, really thrifty as well. Someone that can really make a lot of things out of a lot of things, if that makes sense. Like I'm hearing that you can make lemons out of lemonade. You can, yeah. It says, I had no idea I was in love until I looked into your eyes, and it scared me more than anything. But that didn't stop the fixed gaze I had on you. So even when you're afraid, you know, and like you admit it to yourself, you still go after it. But yeah, you're someone that's very chaotic. An air sign energy, okay? You're as free as the wind. You're lawless. You kind of remind me of Bruno. No, Luca. The movie, I'll insert a picture, where he's like, Silencio Bruno. Like you give off that energy where you're like, you know what, just go for it. Like even if you're scared, like just go for it. And you're someone that's very unconventional. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles that came up, right? So people assume that you have a lot of money. People assume that you aren't a stranger to hard work and you would suffer for your craft. They feel like there's this Charles Bukowski quote where, okay, wait. Yes. Okay, super sorry about that. But anyways, I was just saying that there's this Charles Bukowski quote. I forgot what he said, but it was just about, you know, going broke for your art. And there was a question that they asked in this one TV show where they said, would you die for your art? And like a lot of people said yes, but then like there was one person that said no. And I feel like I can see you either being that 1%, but you're most likely the other 99%. So that is what I got for your reading. I really hope that it resonated. If you'd like a personal reading, my details are down below, and let's get into the next one. Okay, pile number 2. My throat chakra immediately. So you guys chose vulnerable me, okay? It's giving Demi Lovato, it's giving they them, it's giving neurodivergent, it's giving Gen Z. So yeah, and you know that song, I'm finally me, got everything you need. Yeah, I don't know what song that is. And that other song, I'm better than you. So this is definitely giving Capricorn energy, and I don't know why I keep saying it's giving, but yeah, you could be someone that's always just giving. I feel like if you could be a tarot card, you'd be the Six of Cups or like the Six of Pentacles. Definitely the number 6 is coming up. A lot of feminine energy. Let's see. So 6 represents, what does 6 represent? I know it represents femininity, feminine energy. So your birthday could be the 15th, the 6th, or the 24th, and it talks about magnetic attraction for others, genuine love. You are someone that has a very love-hate behavior. Wow. Okay. People assume that you're always someone that's in tune with yourself and others, okay? While you're sitting, you'll always hear other people's thoughts. So people always feel like when they're with you, they can't really hide anything. You could be someone that is always in group settings, and you're someone that enjoys people watching. I can see you being someone that maybe doesn't always like talking at the beginning, but then when you do talk, you talk because you know what you're about to say and you know what everyone else is thinking in the room. People assume that you're able to make anyone laugh as well. Yeah, and I feel like people assume that you sometimes withhold information from people. You don't really tell everyone everything about you. You aren't someone that really likes to expose yourself, which is really cool. I'm also seeing about pride. People feel like it's really hard to understand you and you're really into seducing people. People assume that a lot of people are like into you, a lot of people are sexually attracted to you. So I feel like sometimes people try to maybe avoid you. It's like if you know someone's a player, you try to like, you know, not engage with them because you know they're just gonna break your heart. And I feel like people assume the same thing about you. So yeah, I just really am seeing that you're really in tune with yourself and you have amazing sense of humor. So let's see. And also you're really vulnerable. We have skeletons in the closet. People assume that you have skeletons in the closet, okay? That you're keeping some secrets, like a deep dark secret, you know. Maybe you're very mysterious. You have like, you only go by one name, or like you go by a nickname, or you move to like a new city, a new town, a new school, and they're just like, who are you? And then we have Aries, extroverted. Yeah, definitely you could be really extroverted, and I'm just seeing that you're really intelligent as well. And like as much as you're really extroverted and you're really a people's person and everything, I just feel like people know that there's a side to you that they shouldn't mess with. Like I'm hearing you're everybody's friend, you're so loving, you're so kind, you're like, you know, out there, you're vulnerable, you show a lot. But you know, there's a side that people are like, it's scary. Like I'm hearing people say that you are amazing. People always say you're great, but like there's something, it's not off, but maybe there's something off about you. There's something where it's like they can't quite put their finger on it, you know. So let's see. Thank you, Spirit, for being here. Spirit, can I please get an accurate reading for pile 2? What are assumptions about pile 2? Oh my god. I always get so shocked when I get a reversal because I'm just like, oh, I didn't do that. Okay. So let's see. We have the Ace of Wands that came in reverse, okay? So people always assume that you are trying to run away from your past. I feel like people see you as trying to build a name for yourself, and you're trying to really make sure that no one else can take credit for your work. I'm hearing that you're someone that kind of stamps your name on everything, or you leave your own trace on everything. It's like people can tell when you have left a room, when you enter a room, you know, all eyes on you like you're Tupac Shakur, all eyes on me like I'm Tupac Shakur. So yeah, I can just see you being someone that's always putting your name on something, you know, like your name, it holds gravity, it has some respect. So people always assume when you say your name that it's something really important, and that, yeah, it's something that carries weight. People assume that maybe you came from a really rough upbringing, and people can tell that. Like, I'm seeing that maybe you have a tattoo, or like you could have definitely a Medusa tattoo, or like a semicolon tattoo. And if you don't know the meanings behind those, I'm not gonna say it, but it's like people can tell that you've gone through something because they can see it physically on your face. Maybe scars, maybe certain reactions, you know, where it's kind of like flinching, or just like impulse reactions, or like that type of thing, where they're kind of like, they can tell you went through something, you know, and you're trying to, you know, heal yourself. People can tell that maybe you're in therapy. They can see that you react to things very differently compared to other people, you know, a layman's person. So yeah, maybe also you could be a lawyer or a teacher, and you're able to, I want to say dumb things down, but it's more like explain things in a layman's term so that everybody can understand, and it's all inclusive, and it isn't discriminatory. It isn't discriminating in any way. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Swords that came upright. So you're someone, Knight of Swords. Let me check my book for this one. Okay, so with the Knight of Swords, it talks about you having the gift of gab. Like, I don't know why, but I'm hearing that you just think really deeply, and you're able to read people's thoughts. So like when you say things, people are always just agreeing with what you say, because you have maybe a very persuasive tone of voice, or a really calming voice, a really calming persona about you as well, where if you're a therapist, you know, you can't be shaking. I mean, you can be, but you know, a lot of therapists that I've gone to, at least, it's kind of like they just have a very calming demeanor. If you go to a doctor, they have a very professional outlook, you know, so they have to be really unbiased and unfazed in a way, and be objective. So people always feel like you have the gift of gab, and people are always agreeing with what you say, even if it isn't your intention, and you're really friendly. But if you are insulted, you have a really you can have like anger issues, you know. So yeah, sometimes people feel like you're really, or people assume that you're assertive, arrogant, quick-witted, impatient, and very argumentative. Okay, then we have the Emperor card that came upright. You know, we have Aries energy, and literally it says Aries extroverted. So people always assume that you're a fire sign, that you are, yeah, a Sagittarius, an Aries, a Leo, and someone that's just large and in charge, someone that's trying to build their own empire. 100%. Okay, then we have the Six of Pentacles that came upright. This is too many synchronicities. I literally said this sheet and now it's coming up. Like, that is actually mad. Okay. Okay, so with the Six of Pentacles that came upright, I'm busy hearing that people assume that you're a loan shark for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm seeing that maybe you're someone that does favors for people. Like, you know, Lucifer. I'll insert a photo of him over here. But it's giving Lucifer, where it's kind of like you'll be kind, you'll be sweet, but it's kind of like, I'll do you a favor, but it comes at a price. Like, it's like an IOU type vibe, you know? And then we have the Two of Cups that came up, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, you're someone that's very loving, and people always know that, or people always assume that. Like, no matter how you react or whatever, even if you're someone that's very explosive, it's because you care a lot about people, you know? So that is what I got for pile 2. I really hope it resonated. If you'd like a personal reading, my details are down below. Alright, pile number 3. You guys chose I don't believe it though, okay? So you could definitely be a skeptic, okay? But for some reason, I'm also hearing that you are... you're a skeptic, but you're really spiritual. Like, I'm hearing that when people see you, they always feel like, yeah, it's like you're a very lucky person. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that you always have the best energy. It's kind of like you try things and you're always amazing at it on your first try, and people are kind of like, how do you not believe this, or how are you not more interested in this? Like, let's say you're an amazing cook but you hate cooking, and people are kind of like, but you're an amazing cook, like, why aren't you trying to make this a career? I'm hearing that you have so many cool aspects about yourself, or at least that's what people assume. People feel like when you do something, they're like, whoa, like, this is amazing, like, you should really, you know, major in this, or you should really hound in on this talent, and then you kind of just don't do it. So I'm hearing that people assume that you're really talented, or people feel like you really are. Yeah, maybe sometimes people feel like you don't even see how much potential you have. People assume that sometimes you aren't as confident as you seem, or people assume that you can be really insecure about yourself and your body. They can see that, but they're saying that they see so much potential in you. You know, I'm sure your teachers have told you, your friends have told you, but I'm hearing that you have a dream that you want to go for, but like you don't want to go for it. And people are kind of like, you have so many talents, like so many, and the thing you want to go after isn't even half as much as you could be going for, you know? Like, you're reaching for a star, but you could like land upon the galaxy type vibe. So let's see what it says. We have indecisive. So people assume that you're really indecisive. You don't really know what you want to go for. You know, I feel like you have a lot of different, like I said, a lot of different talents, a lot of different dreams. And it's kind of like you want to go for one thing, but you also want to go for another thing. People assume that you're someone that has really split your head and your heart completely. And I feel like people sometimes feel like you think too much with your heart and you feel too much with your brain. Or it's like, yeah, you think too much with your brain, and like, you know, that type of thing where you don't ever use your heart and your brain together. You are kind of like either or, where you like think like, okay, but like feelings and emotions, and then you're kind of like, okay, but what about logically? So you could definitely be a water sign, and then like a water moon, and then like an air sun, like, you know, air Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Spirit, thank you for being here. Let's see. Spirit, what are assumptions about pile 3? Assumptions about pile 3. Let's see. So the first card that we have is the Five of Swords that came upright. So people always assume that you are the one to break up with someone. You're not someone that's the breaker-upper. I mean, you are the breaker-upper. You're not the person that gets broken up with. People feel like you're always the first person to leave. I'm hearing that people say that, you know, you'd rather be someone that would leave before you get hurt. So people can maybe feel like you haven't healed completely from your past, you know, breakup, or people feel like you haven't healed from your past traumas, because sometimes you can be really heartless, or sometimes you just decide to leave, you know. And then we have the Fool card. People feel like right now you are just focusing on yourself, or people are assuming that you are just choosing rather not to focus on relationships, not to focus on other people and friends. You're in your hermit mode, you know, you're in your own, like, you're trying to decide what you want to do. You're trying to see your future, where you want to end up. And then we have the Fool card, you know, this is the first card in the deck. It's literally labeled 0. So you're kind of like, trying to go through life and like, you know, you're on a journey. People assume that they can see that you're just trying to have a good time. You know, you're trying to just like live life, be young, be wild, you know, whatever age you are. People see you as restarting, or people assume you are, because you definitely might be older and like you're participating in a lot of things that are seen as, you know, only youth activities. But yeah. And then we have the Queen of Swords that came up, right? Again, about you cutting people off. So people assume that right now you are really just cutting everyone off that doesn't serve a purpose in your life. You are really just hounding in on your life purpose. And people feel like right now your third eye's open. People feel like you are so in your spiritual realm right now, where it's hard to differentiate between, you know, 3D and 2D, material world, and then the spiritual world as well. So sometimes you're like, you know, always in your head, where there's this like dreamy energy like Piscean, and then there's also this Virgo energy. So you could honestly be an earth sign too, like a water sun, and then a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus moon. Okay, and then we have the Four of Swords that came upright. So again, talking about recuperation. Recuperation. Just going within yourself. This is similar to pile number one. I feel like if you resonate to this, then you should watch pile one. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, this just talks about you not really giving a fuck and not really giving any of yourself to anybody except yourself. You're not opening up to anyone by any means. You're kind of like, nah, this is my energy. You know, if you want me, earn me. Ooh, I love that. Okay. You hold on to your resources very tightly. People feel like you're very attached and you're busy working on detachment right now. You're busy getting rid of things that just, yeah, don't serve a purpose. Like people feel like, or people assume that you are about to literally pack your bags and go ghost, change your name, go to another continent or another country, and like nobody will hear from you again. Like people see you as being that person that would do that. Yeah, I'm just seeing that people can see you doing that. So that is what I got for pile number 3. I really hope it resonated. I love you loads. If you like a personal reading, my details are down below, and let's get into the next one. All right, all aboard. Chug, 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 chug. Let's see. Okay, pile number 4, you guys chose drink your water. So this is definitely a reminder to drink water. If you haven't drank it today, I'm gonna drink my coffee. It's not the same thing. Please drink your water. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Spirit, for being here. So what are assumptions about pile number 4? Let's see. Okay. People assume that you are probably, I want to say the mom friend, but that is very stereotypical. That is very, it's not mom friend, but you know the term. I feel like you're someone that always takes care of other people. I'm seeing that you're the person that is just always supportive. You're like definitely the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces of the group, where you're someone that's very emotional, really sensitive, or not even sensitive and emotional. I feel like you're really cutthroat at times, but it's just more like you care about people, and you're the type of person that will, well, people assume that when they meet you, you know, when you're at a restaurant, you'd pack up all the plates and like, you know, help clean. Or people assume that you'd be a great nurse, a great doctor, and you just seem like someone that's super helpful. But let's see your channeled messages. So we have gossip. People assume that you're a gossip. Okay, I think I know what's going on. You know those two best friends where people assume that like the one best friend is like the bad influence, but in reality it's the one, it's like the lamb dressed, the wolf dressed in sheep's clothing. That is how you are. I feel like that's how people perceive you. It says Stoner, that 70s TV show. Ah, because literally this is saying drink your water, and I'm even getting like, yeah, you know, you're so nice, you're so kind, and you are. But it's kind of like, bitch, like you'll roll up a blunt and be like, you know what this bitch told me. Like I can see you rolling up and like just gossiping. So yeah, people assume, I feel like adults probably view you as being like, oh, so sweet, you know, like you look like such an innocent little lamb, but like in reality, you know, I feel like people know that you're a gossiper. People assume that you are. People assume that you're definitely a stoner. Maybe you have, you just say a lot of stoner things, or maybe you just have like red eyes all the time, or yeah, you have jewelry. Like, yeah, I think I have a weed thing. Yeah, I do. Okay, but yeah, anyways, that's not relevant. So yeah, I feel like people assume that you're a stoner. They assume that, yeah, you like to gossip. Spirit, what are assumptions about pile 4? Oof. Whoa, okay. A lot of cards came out. So the first card that we have is the 5 of Pentacles that came upright. So I'm busy hearing that people assume that you will stay in a relationship way longer than you need to be. You could definitely be a serial dater, because I'm hearing that people always assume that, you know, you would be someone that would, yeah, like I said, stay behind and like be in a relationship way longer than you need to be. Because that's the thing about Capricorns. Like, I love Capricorns, but they will make a relationship work. Okay, they will make a relationship work no matter if it doesn't fit or whatever. They make it work. And I feel like sometimes, okay, well, people assume, at least for you, that you're someone that won't give up on something. Like, you know, like they say, leave a dead horse lying or something, but you'd be like, no, I can resuscitate, I can make this thing alive. So people feel like you're someone that can hold a grudge, or they assume that you're someone that doesn't give up on anything, okay, even if it's worth giving up. So sometimes you can be a bit blind to things, in the sense that you can't tell when someone's good for you and when someone's bad for you. Like, you might even get the devil card. Anyways, sorry about that. So yeah, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you got the devil card, because I am seeing a bit of addiction. So people could assume that, yeah, you're a bit addicted to certain things. You're addicted to going out and gossip, you know, staying in toxic relationships. You're kind of like in your Maddie area. I haven't watched Euphoria, but you're giving Euphoria, okay? You're giving all the characters in Euphoria. And then we have the King of Swords that came upright. Honestly, I love the King of Swords. I don't, yeah. Yeah, I do. So people assume that you're someone that will always take authority. You're someone that will always, like, you know, be like, okay, I'm in charge. You always take over and that type of thing. People assume that you're someone that's very mysterious and confident. Okay. People assume that you're someone that would definitely try to take the easy way out, or you try to avoid work, or sometimes you try to feel like, you know, things will always plan out. You're someone that will just, like, you know, c'est la vie. I don't know if that's the right term, where you kind of like, you give it up to the universe, where you're really spiritual and you're kind of like, it's gonna work out, you know, like, guys, just like, you know, smoke a blunt, like, don't worry about it. Like, that is your energy, honestly. We have Taurus, Virgo, and Libra as well. Sometimes you listen to your ego, and you can't always be objective. And sometimes you live in the past. Yeah, being a hoarder, being very sporadic and closed off and not open. I feel like people don't want to tell you what you need to hear, because, you know, I feel like they like your energy maybe. You have a lot of potential. You have a lot of pain. You have a lot, okay? There's a lot going on here. But yeah, so King of Swords talks about someone that suffers through wisdom. I feel like you're someone that learns from things by making your own mistakes. You know, you don't listen to authority. You're someone that is the authority. And then we have the Knight of Swords that came upright, okay? Like I was busy saying about avoiding work and stuff. You're talented, you're young at heart, and very charismatic, and you have amazing social skills. And then we have the King of Cups that came upright. You're very influential. You could definitely be a social media person. You could be like, yeah, very well known. You even could be like a tarot reader. You could be older as well. I'm seeing you having very light hair and like a more fair complexion. And like liking older people. Oh yeah, I just feel like you're older. And you have a very youthful mindset. You have a lot of emotional strength, and your energy is very supportive. You're very understanding, and you're always living true to yourself. You're someone that will help someone else regardless if it helps you. I'm just hearing that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I feel like you aren't the fully evolved version of your zodiac sign right now and of yourself right now. Well, these people assume that you aren't. It's like, you know, when you meet a Gemini, and everybody hates Geminis. Everyone says Geminis are two-faced, Geminis that. But y'all, Geminis are fine. Geminis are great. I love Geminis, okay? And then you meet one Gemini that literally is just horrible, and then and makes you think that all Geminis are horrible, or it makes you think like, it's just easy to tell. Like, if you meet a Cancer and this Cancer is manipulative, they're over emotional, and they are, what's the word, always playing the victim. And then you meet another Cancer that is fully evolved, they don't do that stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes people think you're the one on the other side, but it's okay. I love you. I love you. So yeah, and then we have the Jack of Hearts that came upright, the Knight of Cups, okay? So people assume that you are the Cupid card. You just want everybody to be in love. You're a lover, okay? A lover, not a fighter, but you will punch a bitch, okay? Yeah, love is something really important in your life. You even could be really religious. You are someone that has a lot of romantic problems. Yeah, like I said, charismatic and having a lot of charm, and you're someone that's very popular around co-workers and just in general. You're selfless. You have pure intentions, you know. I feel like you're someone that just wants everybody to be happy, and yeah, even if it's at your own expense, and people can also tell. And then we have the Three of Swords that talks about pain, you know. I feel like people assume that you're probably in a lot of pain. You do a lot for everybody. It's definitely giving Aquarius energy. Like, I know my one Aquarius friend, and they're also a Capricorn moon. Like, this reminds me of them so much, just in the fact that they are someone that will make everything work, and they always put other people before themselves. And like, it sucks, you know. But yeah, I feel like people assume that you're probably still in pain from a lot of things, and you haven't healed from a lot of things. But yeah, you're kind of just being like, c'est la vie. Let's just smoke a joint and have a good time. You're here for a good time, not a long time. That type of energy. People feel like, if you're really young right now, you're kind of just being really rebellious, and you're saying like, you know, in the future, I will deal with my things, you know, because you have all the tools. I feel like with the Five of Pentacles right now, you're deciding to maybe be reckless with money. You have a lot of relationship problems, but eventually you're going to decide that, okay, I've lived my life, and now you're doing what you need to do for the future. Because there's this one video that I watched. Honestly, I love watching these videos where they say, okay, what is some advice you give to your younger self? And then it's always like these people that are like older, and they say stuff like, you know, have more sex, I wish that I did that, or I wish that I was more confident. And I feel like you're doing all these things, you know. I feel like you're having sex, I feel like you are confident. Or they'll say like, you know, just like doing all that stuff that it's like you don't get to do when you're older. So it's like, do it now. And I feel like that's what you're doing, okay? You're amazing, powerful. I love you. Okay, so yeah, that is what I got for your reading. If it resonated, let me know. If you want a personal reading, my details are down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.